Lost something, no. The cost of opportunities is always good to know. But if you know that, then you're good to go. Yeah. No dreams too big. Chase anything, got the passion to do. Only a dream till it happens to you. Finally seeing money, now I'm acting a fool.
What's up, everybody? Kevin Van Voris here. It's January 28th. It's about 7:20 p.m. So, just got done doing some cardio. So I wanted to give you guys kind of basically a rebuttal. It's been, 6 days, 5-6 days since I was in Alabama. So since I competed at the combine. So I kind of want to give you guys basically like a rebuttal from that and basically what's my plan moving forward. So I posted on my Instagram and then I posted on YouTube. If you haven't watched it, I went 7 for 8. So the only field goal I missed was a 55-yarder. We had a crosswind, which you can kind of see it in the film, but it felt like as soon as the ball got up in the air, it would carry. So on the 55-yarder, I aimed too much to the right, and it hooked, so that way it would land at the middle, and it hit the bottom crossbar. So kickoffs, they were okay. They weren't great, and they weren't bad. They landed at the goal line, and for me, that's not very good. I need to be at least hitting them, -5, -6, even out of the end zone. But there's some stuff I need to work on. So what I want to do over the next period or block of time, which I have 45 days till my next combine, because there's 2 combines every year for kickers. If I played a regular position, I don't know I don't know how I would try and get to the NFL besides straight out of college. So anyways, there's 2 combines. I just went to the one in Alabama, and that was Michael Husted's combine. He played in the NFL for like 9 years. So this year there was about 13 NFL teams. There was 1 Canadian League team. So at Zoners, there's usually about 28 to 30 teams on average, and then you got like 3 to 5 Canadian teams who usually show up. The main difference between Zoners and Husted's is, or at least this year, last year at Husted's there was like barely any teams at the kicking portion just because the weather was so shitty. But the main difference that I see between Zoners and Husted's is Zoner gets more player personnel, assistant, and special teams coaches. And Husted, there was more scouts at this one and not necessarily coaches. I think that was the biggest difference. Anyways, so the camp was run really well. There was only 21 kickers who qualified, and for me having a shitty day on Saturday and then turning it around and going 10 for 10 on Sunday to qualify for Monday, I was pretty proud of myself for that. So I'm not mad that I missed the 55. I mean, it happens with the wind. I'm just more mad about the kickoff situation, but that's fine. That's something that I need to work on. And the kickoffs, I didn't get to put as much time and effort that I should have been, like I said I was going to. And that's just, there's a few things that happened, over the past few months that, that was out of my control, and I should have just not let that bother me, but it kind of did. So, like, I didn't do my cardio like I should have, which cardio isn't necessarily for kicking, it's also to help me get down in weight. But cardio also helps me stay loose. Like, my hips were kind of tight, my hamstrings are kind of tight. I felt good for field goals, but then there was about an hour between field goals and kickoffs, and I just started to get tight again. So starting cardio, I started that yesterday. I'm going to start with 20 minutes, 5 days a week, and we're just going to kind of see how that goes. Part of the problem on kickoffs, and even with field goals, is I've let myself get to a weight that I'm not very comfortable being at. I'm close to 280 pounds. I guarantee when I was kicking, I was probably, since I wasn't counting and just eating like shit the whole week, I could just feel heavy. And I feel most comfortable, like with kicking and stuff, about 230. So, I mean, I'm, close to 50 pounds off of that. So, with, and for you guys who don't understand, with field goals, there's guys that are 180 pounds hitting it, deep in the end zone, and they don't have to be very big. With kickoffs, it's about using your form and letting you flow through and up through the ball, kind of like a golf swing. Like, it would be like, for me, if I did a golf swing, I would be like this, versus what I need to do is go this and follow through. Me being as heavy as I am, it's hard for me to get up and through the ball. My leg swing isn't as fast, obviously, because my leg is bigger, so to get going as fast, it'd be like holding a heavy club or a heavy bat and swinging it. It takes a lot more to do that versus a lighter leg, which you can get more leg speed through, and the ball is going to move quicker off your foot, and then you're going to follow through. So things that I'm going to work on over the next 45 days is I'm going to stick to my diet and actually stick to it, not just say I'm going to stick to it. Because, I'll be honest, sometimes, most time on the weekends, it's tough for me to count. I just really don't feel like it. I didn't think it would. I didn't think being this heavy affected me kicking wise as much as it did. So I'll be doing cardio 5 times a week, 20 minutes, walking just to start for the first week, and we'll see how that goes. I'll be stretching 6 times a week, and then I'll be lifting 5 to 6 days a week. One thing that I also didn't do this year is I should have been working out early in the morning at 5:30 a.m. after my first client in the morning, getting my workout out of the way, and then if I had time in the afternoon, either hit it again or maybe work on some plyometrics or explosive type movements or something like that. And I didn't hit legs, and I didn't, not saying I didn't hit legs, I didn't strength train like I usually do. So, because me being heavy would have been okay, but let's say I would have still been lifting heavy legs and heavy deadlifts like I would have been, I probably still would have been okay. The kickoffs would have still been okay. But being heavy and not going back to my roots as far as strength training goes, I didn't get to, I don't want to say I lost strength, but I just didn't feel as strong, if that makes sense. So I'm going to get back to that Monday morning. I already have, me and Manny are going to work out in the morning. And then in the afternoon, since I'll be here again, I might hit do some plyometrics or some arms or something. So that's one thing that I really kind of fucked up on, was I didn't train like I should have been training, and I let my job kind of take over, which is okay. It's good to be busy, but I shouldn't train somebody, go home, take an hour's nap, and then come back and then train somebody, and then go home, take an hour nap, and then wake up and then be awake for the rest of the day. What I need to do is wake up in the morning, train somebody, work out, do my cardio, go home, eat, train my next client, and just stay awake the whole time. So the issue was, and I'm not blaming anybody, as some of you guys know, I had to fire one of my best friends who was my employee back in November, and Manny used to close the gym for me most days, and it allowed me to go home. So for the past 2 months, I've been kind of having to close the gym, and I'm not blaming Manny or anything like this. It's my fault. But what I should have done is I should have just hired somebody to close the gym, or asked somebody, hey, can you guys close the gym for me? I really got to focus on getting up early and going to the gym. So me having to close the gym late every single day and then have to work Saturdays, because I just hired somebody just barely to work Sundays, it affected my training, and I didn't think it would. And I'd rather learn this lesson now at Husted when there's, 13 teams versus going to Zoners, where I've won it the last 2 years, and that's where I got the call from the Jaguars last year, instead of going to Zoners and be like, shit, and then it's too late, then you have to wait a whole another year. So maybe this was supposed to happen for a reason. I don't know. What else? Oh, okay. So I hired somebody else. I hired one of my client's kids. He's a high school kid. He's a high school athlete. Really good kid. So he's been working, Sundays for me, so I could have at least one day off. So I made the decision this week, when I had some time to myself, that I'm going to sacrifice some of my money that I make during the week to pay him to close the gym for me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then he's going to work for me on Saturday and Sunday, because I was working the gym on Saturdays most of the time, so for the past 2 months. So I'm willing to sacrifice, the amount of money that it's going to cost to pay him every week, because I have to work on kickoffs. That's the one thing that I have to do well at Zoners. At Husted, you do all your field goals first, and then you do your kickoffs last. The way Zoner runs it is you do 2 kickoffs, and then everybody kind of cycles through, and then you'll do 2 more. So you do 4 kickoffs right off the bat. I talked to my agent. He said, this is what teams are looking for. Extra points, being able to make extra points, which is extra point now is 33-yard field goal, and they want kickoffs out of the end zone. So for me, for the next 45 days, my concern and my number one main focus, because my field goals are good, and the stuff I'm going to be working on for kickoffs is going to also transfer over to field goals, because if I'd have been training like I should have been as far as strength training-wise and flexibility and mobility and all that good stuff, the 55-yarder would have went in regardless. Regardless, it was windy. Anyways, so I have 45 days as of today to fix what I need to fix. Some of you guys might be asking, is that enough time? For me, it's plenty of time. It's almost 8 weeks. So I went out and did kickoffs today. And also, one thing that I'm going to be doing, which I know this is a long video, I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to explain to you guys what I'm doing. So that way, you guys, the best thing you can do is to become a better athlete or a better coach is admit where you fucked up and fix it. This is what I'm doing. I'm admitting where I fucked up and I'm fixing it. So, so today I went out and did kickoffs, and what I'm going to do is a kickoff is usually at the 35-yard line. What I'm going to start doing, whether it's windy or not, I'm going to start kicking from the 25 so that mentally when I go to the combine and kick from the 35, I'll be 10 yards closer, and in my mind I'm like, wow, this feels really short. So it's going to work to my advantage. Plus, if I can hit the ball super deep into the end zone or even to the back of the end zone from the 25, that's the ultimate goal. What else? So that's the plan. My goal is to be under 250 in 8 weeks, which I haven't weighed myself yet. I've been waiting to kind of like de-fluff this week, because usually when you travel, you gain weight. I've been counting my macros, back on my diet since Tuesday. I'm doing good. This is my second day of cardio. I'll take tomorrow cardio off. I will kick tomorrow, and then Monday is going to be a day 1 of strength training. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and film maybe every other day. I'm not going to say every day, but if I can film every day, I will. And just to kind of take you guys through the process of the next 45 days. So I know I'm good enough to make the NFL. I just have to fix this one little thing. And it's not a huge thing. I led the NCAA in touchbacks for kickoffs, like I think 2 years in a row or 3 years in a row. So I'm not worried about that. I just have to worry about losing weight, working on my flexibility, mobility, and getting back to strength training with my lower body. And that's going to be the plan. So I appreciate you guys for all your support. I really do. I know that I don't know some of you guys who watch my videos, but I really do appreciate you guys supporting me, whether you give me a like on a video or whether you say, dude, I'm cheering for you. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all my friends and my family and my clients who always support me. I wouldn't be able to do this without any of you guys. So again, I'm trying to do this, for myself to prove that I can do it, but I also want to do this just to show people that you can do whatever the hell you want. It doesn't matter if it's crazy that, you want to go to the NFL, but it's just something that I want to show people that it's doable. So, and I really feel like this is my year. I feel it. Like when I wake up in the morning and I think about it, or before I go to sleep, I feel like this is the year. And I just have to do better on kickoffs right out the gate. That way those scouts and those coaches, when I go to Zoners and I do my 4 kickoffs and they go all out of the end zone, that's it, man. They're going to be having their eyes on me. And that's the plan. So this is the, I've won Zonner's camp the past 2 years. The first year, nobody knew about me. I did talk to some coaches after. And then last year, that's when the Jaguars called me, and then I heard from San Diego and somebody else. So this year, I think this is the year. I just have to do what I need to do. So I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. I appreciate you guys for your support again. I really, really do. And I'm excited to see what happens. So we'll be doing these type of videos. We're doing car videos. We'll be doing just regular videos. So if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Throw a like if you want to. You can follow me on all social media at KellyBoyKev, and then on Snapchat at KellyBoyKev, Twitter, Instagram, all the good stuff. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Kevin Van Voris, and I'm out.